That's how the trip started. My bag was overweight. And I had a carry-on bag, and she was like, you know, you can rearrange some stuff. It's only 10 pounds. And I looked at her and just burst into tears. Girl, today was day one of my solo sanctuary in Cleveland. It was a doozy. I can't even really lie to you. It started out with a bang because my wife dropped me off at the airport and gave me a hug, and I immediately burst into tears. I don't know. I was very emotional, just like in my feelings. Why am I doing this? I have been on many solo trips and since 2023 solo sanctuaries. I don't ever remember having that kind of reaction. I was very emotional. I felt very connected to her. It really kind of hit me to break that connection. And I know that this is what I need, and I've been planning this for months. I've been looking forward to it, but that's a real part of it. It's not easy to leave our family and our friends. And even though it's not forever, it's a couple of days, it can be challenging. But because I've done it so many times and have experienced such significant rewards, especially since planning solo sanctuaries, I know it's worth it. Even though I cried all the way to baggage check-in, was so frazzled, felt like I was going to miss my flight, which it wasn't even like close to that, or miss being able to check in my bag. I felt like I had messed up the times. It was just a lot. Then I get to drop off, do the part where you show your ID to get your bag accepted, I guess. The part where they weigh your bag, my bag was overweight. And I had a carry-on bag, and she was like, you know, you can rearrange some stuff. It's only 10 pounds. And I looked at her and just burst into tears. And she was like, I was like, yeah. I can't figure that out right now. I'm very emotional. I didn't film any of this, of course, because I was so emotional. Y'all, it was a trip. I kind of thought she was gonna take pity on me. Like, I wasn't crying to get pity, but I just thought, you know, her compassion would come through. I know mine would have, I hope, if I was in her shoes. But maybe she didn't really have any flexibility on the fee, because she was like, well, baby, you're gonna have to pay this fee. And I was like, you know what? Here's my credit card. I'm gonna just pay the fee, because I don't know, I didn't have it and I was so disoriented. So that's how the trip started. Oh, it brings tears to my eyes right now to even think about it. It was very interesting. Yeah. Everything from that point on went fairly smoothly. I got to the gate when I like it, right before boarding is about to be called. I think I was there for 5 minutes, and then boarding was called and we boarded. I don't know. I don't know, but I made it to Cleveland. I'm here. And checked into the Airbnb, was able to check in early. On the way here, I found a fresh Thyme Market. So that was chef's kiss. Got the rotisserie chicken. According to the man on TikTok who ate 100 rotisserie chickens, that's number 3. So I got the lemon pepper. It was very good. Fresh fruit, vegetables, just simple stuff that I can cook here and eat. I don't like to make solo sanctuaries about food. If you're at like an all-inclusive resort, that's a little bit more challenging in some respects. I don't want to numb out with food, basically. And that is, in the past, has been one of my coping mechanisms. So I don't want to do that. And I also want to treat my body well. You know, I want to give my body whole, nutritious foods that align with my food sensitivities and everything. Finding that fresh Thyme Market was great. I was able to get really high quality water as well there. So I was really happy about that. Got onto the Airbnb. It's beautiful. She's very eclectic. Okay. She meaning the Airbnb and she meaning the host. Both very eclectic, but I like it. And I'm going to be filming from all these different locations in this place so you can see it. But she has a very unique style and taste, and I really appreciate it. I don't really like the cookie cutter Airbnbs that appear like no one has ever lived there. You can tell that they do live here, I guess at some point during the year, but she has put her personal taste in here and I'm all for it. I walked to Lake Erie, which is just right across the street. Literally, I can see it from the Airbnb. I just walked over there. They have a nice little park and some benches. It's really cute. It was still kind of cold, but the sun was out today, so that was really nice. Just let the sun sit on my face, gaze at the water, did some meditating out there, grounding. It's really beautiful. The water is way more blue than I would expect from a lake. I have been to a lake in Michigan, and I remember, and even like the lake in Chicago. Is that Lake Erie too? I'm sorry for my geography enthusiasts out there, because we did have to learn the Great Lakes in school, but I don't remember. But anyway, it's really interesting when you look at a big lake and you don't see the other side. You know, it feels like almost like you're at the ocean, but you know, it is a lake. It was really pretty, very serene. I did a mute cleanse where I didn't speak or listen to anything. So YouTube's music, I'm just here with my own, I'm not even going to say my own thoughts, because I'm always with my thoughts. I'm a very head-based person, honestly. I'm here with my heart, and I am really listening to my heart, and my heart is wide open, as seen at the airport this morning. I've been journaling. There was a period where I didn't feel the best, having not eaten, and then finally getting to eat and stuff. I had a little bit of a headache, so I did a meditation. I took a nap, just pouring into myself, doing a lot of self-care, making the space comfortable for me, getting unpacked. Do you unpack, or do you live out of your suitcase? Just setting the space up, setting up my stretching, little yoga area in one of the rooms, just setting up my space and making it feel homey to myself. So, which is not hard to do here. It's very homey feeling. You know, I've been calling this trip my freedom creation. I give all my trips names, and sometimes they get long because my intentions tend to be, I'm not going to say complex, layered. So this is my freedom creation Spring Equinox solo retreat. So today I named this house Freedom Creation House. So I put that in my maps and made a guide in my maps with the different places that I'm going. And this one is Freedom Creation House. And so it was really fun to arrive at Freedom Creation House today. I did do a bit of a side quest. I went to the Cleveland Browns headquarters and training facility. So I have some footage that I captured for the CU Aunties. I'm a big Shedeur Sanders fan. And even as I booked this trip, I didn't connect it, but I had been following Shedeur, his career to Cleveland. But also, even once the season ended, the Cleveland media is very robust, and you can see their sports radio networks on YouTube. So there for a while, I was watching all of them, and to the point where when I got here, I turned to that radio station and immediately recognized the people I was listening to. Now, they weren't talking about Shedeur, they were talking about something going on with the Cavaliers. But just so interesting how like all my attention has been drawn to Cleveland, even before I really even knew that I was drawn here. And then 2 days ago, a meteor passed through here. I think they said it was 7-ton meteor. I'll put a link in the captions. It flew 50 feet above Lake Erie. So it probably passed right by here. And it broke apart in a town south of here. So I know some people are out there, I think yesterday, maybe today too, hunting for meteorites, stones. Tomorrow is the actual Spring Equinox 320. My intention for tomorrow is manifestation. Deep, deep, deep manifestation, holding out space, time, and energy for my deepest desires with the intention of collapsing time so that they happen instantly. Peace and love. See you tomorrow.